Welcome to the Where Entrepreneurs Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Russ Nolting, and this is the podcast where we explore the stories, strategies, and secrets of entrepreneurs who are shaping the real estate industry. Each episode, we sit down with leaders and innovators and dive into their journeys, uncover what fuels their success, and discover how they've turned challenges into opportunities. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned pro, you're in the right place to get inspired to take your game to the next level. Today, I'm in the studio with Eric Estrada from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Eric, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here too. Let's dive right in. So tell me, how did you get into real estate? What did you do before? And talk about your initial successes in the industry.
Absolutely. So I am a Colorado native. I actually was in banking prior to getting into real estate. And believe it or not, I got into real estate at one of the most challenging times during the recession of 2007, 2008. So, it's one of those things that I think I attribute a lot to my success today. I think getting into a market in such a challenging time created tons of opportunity and learning more importantly, than anything else. So again, grateful for that.
Yeah. So when you dove in 2007, did you get right into sales, or how did you start in real estate?
So I started with a national firm, and I pretty much started in the marketing department. And so I helped agents create successful business plans, marketing plans, to help them grow their business. And after about 6 months, I became very bored with that. So I looked at other opportunities within that market center, and ultimately ended up getting into business development and recruiting and helping the business grow. So from there, it kind of just dabbled into everything that the company had to offer. And so anything from business development to operations, marketing, I kind of got my hand in every single pot. And I think I did that. One, I was ambitious. So I was very young, very ambitious, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn, and I wanted to learn from the right people. So ultimately, that was my goal, is just to better understand how to run a real estate business, with the goal of hopefully opening my own in the future and just helping others create successful businesses. So.
Love that. Awesome. Was there a specific moment where you realized that real estate was the right place for you to be?
Absolutely. I think after my first 2 years in the business, I decided I was promoted within the company I was at, and went from a 100 agent firm to getting a promotion to a company that had 1,200 agents. And it was coast to coast, nationwide. And that was just inspiring to me. One, to be selected and given that type of opportunity, but two, to just the thought of being able to help so many people, and to not necessarily change people's lives, but to be able to be a part of their journey and to be able to make a difference in so many people's lives. I think that resonated a lot with me, and it just shifted my mindset. It wasn't just me trying to grow as a professional. It was me looking at ways I can help others build a successful business.
I love that. And you're still doing that today?
I am still doing that today.
So fast forward from there to where you are today. What does your real estate business look like now?
Yeah, so right now I'm the operating principal of Keller Williams Client's Choice here in Colorado Springs. I also am the owner of an indie office, KW Aspire, at Client's Choice here in Colorado Springs. But I also run an expansion team that spans across 3 different states right now. By the end of 2025, we hope to be in 5 or 6 different states. So Colorado, Wyoming, and Texas is where we operate out of right now. We currently have 40 agents within that expansion team. And again, excited to help Client's Choice here in Colorado Springs grow, and to become the #1 market center in our region. So,
yeah, I love that. Can you think back, along your journey from young guy in real estate, helping with marketing, and then moving to that 1,000-person organization, and now running a market center with a business center, expansion team in multiple states. What have been some of the biggest hurdles that you've had to face, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest hurdles in real estate is there's a constant shift in every economy. Every year, it seems like we're faced with a different challenge, and I think that is a big reason why a lot of people struggle in our industry is they're not prepared for that mentally. Just being in the real estate industry, you have to be a little more flexible, mind, body, and soul. You have to be willing to accept that there is going to be constant change and fluctuation in our industry, and you have to be prepared for that. And I think that that is one of the biggest challenges I've seen, over the 16 plus years that I've been in real estate, is just getting comfortable with that. And so if there's agents out there that are feeling it, or if they're brand new in the business and they're second guessing themselves, this is going to make you stronger. This is going to give you a better platform to stand on in the future. And again, no matter what shift we encounter, again, as long as you have the right support system in place, the right leadership, and the right mindset, you can go far. You can go as far as you want to go.
Yeah, this last year has been obviously a funky year in our industry. Um, as you survey agents that and even your own teams and market center, what have you seen as keys for those who have performed well in this last year of change?
Listings, leads, and leverage.
Yeah,
The three L's of real estate.
yeah,
I'll be honest, I was one of those that didn't follow systems and models. And when I joined KW back in 2018, it was a game changer for me. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have to do what works. And yes, we might have to manipulate a couple things, shift things around a little bit to pretty much complement the market that we're in. But at the end of the day, just using those systems and models, people have succeeded with those in the past. Leads has been a huge factor in the success of my business and my business partners and all of the agents within our expansion network and our offices. And I think that's important. You need leads in order to fill that gap. We can't rely solely on referrals. That is a great way to build your business, don't get me wrong. But especially if you're newer in the business, you need a good flow of leads. And then obviously listing being number one on top of that list, no matter what type of market we're in, even like the market today where we're dealing with homes sitting on the market much longer than we're used to over the past 5 years. It is much more normal. So again, it's just listings is important. You have to have that inventory that helps get your name out there. It helps with your branding, and it helps you connect with more people. You can get business from open houses and sign calls and all of these different things. And then the third L, obviously being leverage, is use your support system. I went through the challenges. I went through the struggles of trying to control everything in my life and my business. And I'd like to say you can't do it alone. You have to leverage the support system that you have, whether you're an individual agent utilizing a transaction coordinator or utilizing your market center's support system, front desk, director of first impressions, all these different people that come into your business and help you operate and help you learn and grow. You have to utilize it. If you're not, you're going to spread yourself thin and you're going to find yourself being unhappy in what you're doing. So again, leverage is super important. Be open to it. Accept that help, accept that guidance, and you're going to go much further.
So you mentioned that you got to KW in 2018. Talk a little bit about that. Was there something about KW that attracted you to the company in 2018? What did that transition look like?
Absolutely. So I was a part of a big national firm that owned multiple branches of real estate companies, and I found myself getting frustrated. Um, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for the opportunities I had, but I felt myself getting frustrated with the lack of vision. And that comes with technology. That comes with the promises and empty promises that are made, and it kind of became a stale type of way to run a business. Every year was just a new piece of technology. Every year was just a new announcement. And when I sat down with one of the owners here, one of the operating principals in Colorado Springs, it was eye-opening. I was terrified at first. I didn't believe that so much opportunity could be available to an agent, to an individual who, again, is going from a salaried position, also licensed. But I went cold turkey. I mean, I literally made a shift from making six digits to becoming a full-time realtor. And it's because I believed and I saw that vision and I felt a part of something that I hadn't felt a part of in a long time. And KW had not only the technology, but they had the resources and the guidance and support to help me again. These were all tools I could leverage. I could leverage these tools and grow a business as big as I wanted to. And there were no parameters. There's restrictions, but in a sense, there's no restrictions. I've always felt supported by KW. And from day one, again, it was terrifying. I didn't really believe it, but I knew if I worked towards it and if I actually gave it an opportunity, that I would find out very quickly. And from KW Command being introduced a few years after I had joined, and again, all the opportunities on this roadmap that we have to success in KW, it's just the game changer I needed and a game changer in our industry.
So you mentioned KW Command, and I'm just curious, like for you and your team, how do you guys use it? I mean, I recognize that most of our agents use pieces of it and it, probably aren't all in on it. We don't really expect anyone to be all in on it because big producers, have certain ways they want things done. But how do you guys use it?
So we use it as our hub. Ultimately, as a team, as an expansion team across multiple states, Command helps us stay connected. It helps us keep all of our documents in one location. It helps not only our team, but our agents keep our database in check. We can run advertising through Command. We can integrate a lot of things like MailChimp and other different, programs and software to make our lives a little bit easier. And I'll be honest, we don't use everything, but that is our main hub, and that is what we operate out of. And we know if we're missing something or if we don't have something or if we need to run an ad, we have the platform to do so.
Yeah. A lot of our people over time, and I'm just being real transparent, have said at various times, Command doesn't work well. And we believe that our tech team addresses that. What do you say to a team that says, hey, that tool doesn't work, I'm gonna use something else instead? Have you guys had any changes in your approach to it, or thoughts about that kind of comment?
Absolutely. So technology is technology. Technology is going to break down. Technology is going to need to be improved. It's going to need to be updated. But I think that's where we as agents, if you're an agent, a part of Keller Williams, you need to vocalize that. You need to help us improve the systems in order to make them better. Again, we can make them better together, but if we just don't use it because we've heard of things or we don't use it because we're comfortable with another program, I definitely just say technology will always have challenges. Be prepared for that no matter what platform you use. But again, give it a try. Try to incorporate. The more you pour into it, the more it's going to be useful to you. So,
yeah, absolutely. Eric, I feel like a lot of top agents like yourself, there's something that is like your secret sauce. It's like the thing that you are uniquely qualified to do well. I wonder what that is for you and your team.
giving.
Uh-huh.
Our trademark, our motto is everyone deserves a place to call home. And we mean that truly, wholeheartedly. We want to help our clients not only achieve the biggest transaction or decision-making process in their lifetime, but we also want to help agents grow a business, and we want them to do it the right way. We don't want them out there doing it on their own, trying to figure it out, getting scared, maybe putting their license on ice or getting so scared that they get out of the business. We want to give back to people, and we are an open door. And I think that when you give back to people, you get that in return. Not always, but big picture, you get that back in return. And I feel like when you create good relationships with people by giving, and I don't mean you have to financially pour in. Yes, at times you do, but give a shoulder to lean on, give an ear to listen to people's struggles, try to help them better understand what they're encountering, what they're challenged with. And if you can be there for people, if you can help them see that light at the end of the tunnel, again, it's a win for you and it's a win for them. And again, comes back down to leverage, one of the three L's. We need to support each other better. I think our industry is oversaturated with egos and, people kind of trying to hold the secrets in. And I've never felt that way at KW. I feel like everybody has an open door and we're all willing to help people grow. So.
Eric, when you think about your success, and just so that our audience knows, like how many houses did your team, your whole organization, how many houses did you guys transact last year?
Just shy of 200.
Just shy. So you guys are selling a lot of real estate.
We are.
What habits or routines have you found in your life to be game changers for your success?
Accountability. Sometimes we get into real estate for the flexibility. There is no flexibility in real estate. Yes, you can kind of create your own schedule, but you have to be willing to treat it like a business. And I think for us is having that structure, every single week. Monday mornings we have one-on-ones to talk about leads and to do weekly huddles. Tuesday we have Team Tuesdays. We get together as a team and we collaborate and we work together. Right after that, all of our teams break out into their smaller groups locally and they have local updates. Wednesdays is accountability day. We have an accountability meeting to talk about goals, business plan, and all the challenges and struggles and success that we're seeing with that. And then we do in-person prospecting. We get on the phones, we start calling people, we start reaching out and following up with our clients. And then we kind of leave Thursdays and Fridays to work. That's when, we should be doing showings and going to listing appointments. And not to say you're not going to have that the first part of the week, but just statistically speaking, it's Thursdays and Fridays and weekends when you're going to be hustling and just doing a lot in your real estate business. So
you've led a lot of people and a lot of successful people. Talk to me about how you handle that team member who's underperforming. I mean, you've got your Monday one-on-ones. What would a conversation look like or sound like with an underperformer?
So I think with an underperformer, one, you have to approach the situation in kind of in a sandwich effect. You have to find the good because every single one of us has a good, but we're human. We have strengths and weaknesses. So we need to focus on the strengths that we have. Then we need to talk about the problem at hand, and that might be the weaknesses that individual is encountering. And then we need to bottle that up and kind of close that sandwich, close that gap with, okay, what are next steps? How can we make this better? And so having those conversations is not easy. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes they get personal. Sometimes it's personal things that are holding agents back. But again, it's creating an accountability system, being unafraid to have those tougher conversations, but also doing it the right way. I think not only in our industry, but any business, it's the way we approach things. If we approach things the right way, we have a little bit of an idea or a plan, and we work together to achieve something. That's clear communication. We're doing something together. We're, again, leveraging each other's support, and we're going to work towards something bigger and better. And then you set parameters in place. Here at Keller Williams, obviously, we have the 30-60-90 plan for new agents. Sometimes we have experienced agents who say, hey, I need that again. I need that again to get me back on track. And I think that's crucial. That's crucial to our success, and that's crucial to just refreshing our business day in and day out. So again, accountability. And again, I would be lying if I said I can hold myself accountable. I need my tribe just as much as they need me. So at the end of the day, find a support system, buddy. Find somebody within your team, your office, even your family to help push you, to help motivate you and hold you accountable.
Do you work with a coach or any kind of business consultant that helps to hold you accountable?
I have in the past. I'm in a slight transition right now, but I have been in communication with an incredible coach who I'm looking forward to getting started with. I've used a lot of leverage within our team and our expansion network and our leadership team, but you kind of get to a point where you need that fluctuation. You need to change. And again, nothing bad to say about our leadership team or the people who've helped hold me accountable. But sometimes you need that shift in order to make that next breakthrough. And I think I'm there. So
Eric, with a big market center and a big team, you've got a lot on your plate. I'm wondering, what's your recharge? Like, how do you reset, recharge? How do you get away from work?
my number one thing is, well, number one is kids. I have 7 kids, so they are my recharge, even though they discharge me a lot of the times. And I say that with all, with all the love in my heart. It's a lot. It's a lot. But one of the other things, aside from enjoying time with my kids, is fitness. I've gotten very heavy on fitness over the past 12 to 24 months. I have lost 90 pounds, and I get up every morning at 5 a.m. To do an hour of kickboxing. And sometimes, if I'm feeling enough energy, I do a second class at 4:30 in the afternoon. So that helps me get out all the stress and just the load that's I'm carrying on my shoulders, and it just relieves a lot of that. So for me, it's fitness.
So you said last 12 to 24 months you've gotten into this, and did you say you lost 90 pounds?
90 pounds, 90 pounds.
That's incredible. What pushed you into that? And like, was fitness a part of your life before 24 months ago?
It was in my 20s. Now
Um,
in my late 30s, not so much. So I kind
yeah,
of lost it, and I think at times we let life get the best of us, and we just go down a tunnel sometimes, and that's okay. I mean, we're human, but at the end of the day, my health was deteriorating. I saw that that was changing my performance in many aspects, and although it never really impacted business, it did. I wasn't as motivated. I wasn't really holding myself accountable to a lot of my goals. And once I started exercising, it kind of sharpened my mind. It kind of just reignited just all these emotions and feelings and excitement that I had about my business. And again, best way to start the year is to start it on the right foot. And you can start at any time. That's a thing. I think a lot of us say we have New Year's resolution. It's going
yeah.
to last a month and then it falls apart. Doesn't matter what day of the week, when throughout the year. When you're ready, you're ready. And it's life changing for sure.
We're recording this on January 16th, which I don't know if you've heard this before, but they call today National Quitters Day because statistically,
Yeah.
it's the day when the typical person's New Year's resolution is out the window, gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's already gone. It's already gone.
Yeah,
If it is
yeah,
gone, pick up tomorrow. Pick up next week. You can
exactly.
get back on track.
Um, Eric, what advice would you give to somebody listening who's new in the business and is inspired by your story? What advice would you give them at the start of their career?
So be ambitious. Look at every opportunity that's available. But aside from that, learn. Be open to learning. I was very ambitious early on in my career, but I also wanted it fast. I wanted it fast, and I think that held me back a lot initially, the first 5 years of being in real estate. I wanted to go so fast, but you can only go as fast as your body allows you, as your mind allows you. So again, you can't do everything at once. And if you try to do it all at once, you're going to fail many times. And again, we have to fail in order to grow, right? But at the end of the day, I think that just being open to learning, and don't get me wrong, don't focus too much on learning where you're not out doing the actual things that you need to be doing, but learn from your peers, learn from people who are doing it the right way. Reach out to me. Again, I'm an open book. I'm happy to help guide you the best way possible. Again, just be open to learning and be patient overall.
Yeah. Have you found any particular resources or books or classes to be specifically helpful for you as you've grown your business?
Yeah, so career visioning with Keller Williams is a must, and I'd say take it every single year. Obviously, that is just the platform for just creating a vision for your career and understanding every step of the process. Going to a class that really speaks to the 30-60-90 plan, which is a part of career visioning, I believe. But again, just doubling down on the things that are going to help you refresh your business, refresh your ideas and your mindset. As far as books go, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Shift, and The Go Giver. Those are three books that I read on a regular basis. And I don't mean like every month, but every couple years I have to get that refresh. I think the past 3 years, I've probably read Millionaire Real Estate Agent 2 or 3 times. And then I had to shift that over to the Shift book. And again, we're going through so many shifts in our industry where you kind of need that refresh. And sometimes you feel like it's all going to fall apart and you're going to lose it all tomorrow. But reading Shift, reading Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and getting on the personal side and reading books like The Go Giver, that kind of brings value to your purpose and why you're doing what you're doing and who you're doing it for. And I think that coupled together with business and models and all of that, it's going to get you in the right mindset, and it's going to help you really just open your mind to a bigger vision and a bigger life.
Yeah, I like that. Any message or takeaway that you'd like to leave our audience with today?
I would say the biggest thing the biggest advice I could give you, and it's something that has helped me with my business. And I mentioned this earlier in the podcast, but it is give. We all experience loss in life. We all experience love, but we can persevere from all of that. We have to fail. We have to grow. We have to look at all these different things that life, this path that life takes us on. And if we do it from the good of our heart, if we give back to others, if we provide, again, a shoulder to lean on, an ear to listen to what they're going through, I think we can be so much stronger together. And, just give, however you want to give. Like I said, from your heart, giving back through business advice, through coaching, through whatever method that excites you and brings you life and brings you excitement. Give that back to others, and you'll find that you're happier too at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love that. Eric, I appreciate your time today, and I appreciate your generosity in sharing some of your thoughts and your story. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.